Welcome to Michigan's WW1 Centennial News Report for December 2014, Wartime Recipes, the Home Front. I'm your host, Dennis Skupinski. We're going to be looking at what life was like on the home front and some recipes on how to save wheat, meat, fat, and sugar. The recipes are by Janet Mackenzie Hill. During December of 1914, along the Western Front, unofficial ceasefires took place between the British, Germans, and some of the French units. It was officially known as the Christmas Truce. The weeks leading up to Christmas, parties of both German and British soldiers began to exchange seasonal greetings and songs between their trenches. On occasion, attention was reduced to the point that individuals would walk across to talk to their opposite numbers bearing gifts. On Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, many soldiers from both sides, as well as to a lesser degree French units, independently ventured into no man's land, where they mingled, exchanged food and souvenirs, as well as a joint burial ceremonies. Several meetings ended in carol singing. Troops from both sides were friendly enough to play games of football and other games, in one of the truce's most enduring images. In some regions of the front, fighting continued throughout the day, while in others there was little more than an arrangement to recover bodies. The following year, a few units began to arrange ceasefires with their opponents over Christmas, but the truce were not nearly as widespread as it was in 1914, due to strongly worded orders from high commands of both sides, prohibiting such fraternization. The Christmas truce was particularly significant due to the number of men involved and the level of their participation. Save wheat, save meat, save fat, save sugar. This is the call for conservation that comes from the United States Food Administration, has been repeated time and again. To save food is a national necessity emphasized in every official bulletin of that department of our government. Saving, sacrifice, and service are recognized as the three graces of patriotism, the necessary essentials in the day-to-day life. Wartime Recipes is a valuable book of tested foods that fully measure up to the standards of conservation. It is dedicated to the American housewife as an aid to the preparation of hundreds of economical appetizing foods that will enable her to save without in the least sacrificing either tastefulness or in variety of her meals. Conservation Sandwiches Number 1. Spread any variety of stale bread cut for sandwiches with butter and a thick layer of grated cheese, dry. Sprinkle with salt and paprika and press together corresponding slices or shapes. Melt 3 or 4 tablespoons of Crisco in a frying pan. Lay in the sandwiches and when delicately brown on one side, turn to brown on the other side. If the bread is very stale, beat with an egg. Add half a cup full of milk or more, and a dash of salt and pepper, and soften the sandwiches in this way before frying them. By using Crisco, you are saving butter because Crisco is made of pure vegetable oil. You can make a variety of sandwiches by using different kinds of grated cheese in these sandwiches. Simple potato soup. You will need 4 potatoes, 1 onion sliced, 2 tablespoons of parsley leaves, 1/4 cup of celery leaves, 1 quart of boiling water. To start off with, par the potatoes, cut into quarters and let stand in cold water for an hour or longer. Boil the potatoes, onion, and fresh or dried leaves in water until the potatoes are done, which is about 20 minutes. Then take 3 tablespoons full of Crisco, 3 tablespoons full of flour, 2 teaspoons full of salt, 1/2 teaspoonful of pepper, and 3 cups full of milk. Melt the Crisco. In it, cook the flour and the seasonings. Add the milk and stir until boiling. Add the hot potato puree with more milk if needed. The recipe for simple potato soup can be used as a standalone potato soup or the base for a clam chowder. Our third recipe for today is Flemish carrots. The carrots may be canned, fresh cooked, or dried. They may be sliced thin, cut into cubes, or very young carrots may be cut into quarters lengthwise. For a pint of carrots, melt 2 tablespoons full of Crisco. In it, cook slowly 1/4 a cupful of finely chopped onion and 1 tablespoonful of parsley. Keep the dish covered and stir occasionally. When tender, add 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, and 1/4 a teaspoonful of black pepper. Stir until blended. Add 1 cupful of meat broth and stir until boiling. Add the carrots and drain the water from which they were boiled or canned, and let simmer very gently for 5 minutes. Now your Flemish carrots are ready to serve. They're a wonderful addition to holiday meals. During this program, we made 3 wartime recipes: conservation sandwiches number 1, simple potato soup, and Flemish carrots. By preparing foods with these recipes, it's an easy way for you and any organization you belong to participate in Michigan's WW1 Centennial. All 3 of these recipes will be posted on Michigan's WW1 Centennial Facebook page.